Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? So, yeah, man, I fought to the brink on this one. Now, I don't know about you guys, but let's just say, you know what? You'll see for yourself. Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? So, of course, after I hit PKQ, I was like, well, we might as well hit PKQ again, right? And so same old. This time I decided, all right, I'll hit range because why not, right? And then I'm like, no, I'll just take the range out, easy. But again, I added a buffer. I'm like, I'm thinking this through a little bit. I got this. So when I had sent my march, I'm like, all right, I got this. And of course, oh, how little did I know what I was going to walk into this. Oh, man. I say these things because you will see here in the near future what I'm talking about. But essentially, I got his leader. And he lost 12,000. I'm like, all right, cool. And then he shielded. I'm like, oh, man, god darn it. And then he shields, for good this time around. And I'm like, all right, fair enough. Now, of course, I can say this much, right? Although, the cat be like, what up? Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, in all seriousness, though, like, again, I'm sitting here, I'm doing attacks. I see this guy, and I just thought, oh, heck, he's got some resources, and he's got a leader, I might as well, and I do have some cav gear on me, so I went ahead and I took a good pander hit at him, and of course, the first hit, I was like, oh man, I didn't get all the way through. I got pretty close, but I didn't get all the way through. So I took another shot, shortly thereafter, and I'm like, all right, I got him this time. I know I do. So, I just thought what I had sent my leader, I switched it up a little bit, though, because I thought, well, if I'm going to hit him, might as well hit him in cav, right, and get those cav bonuses this time around. So when I had put my cav euros in there, and then I just said, you know what, let's go for it. So I took my range out, and I put all my guards in, and I just said, you know what? And then I thought, oh, man, the guy's shielded by the time I could do anything. So I'm like, man, this guild just doesn't give me a break, But then I finally noticed this time around, right, is that essentially I put myself in a guild so that way I could see if they were going to rally or not. Now, of course, I wasn't really entirely sure what was going to happen at this point because I'd known that after hitting them a few times that they were probably getting a little tired of me hitting them around like this, without really too much help. So I'd known that, it was going to happen at some point. So they, of course, put a rally on me. So basically, this is where I go into basically the defense stage. So what I do is I take an alternate account, I put a darkness rally on it for 8 hours, right? And then, the first thing I do in preparation of any rally is I basically put all of my troops away. So I go ahead, put them in shelter, put them on another darkness rally, and I go into into my alt rally, put all the troops that I can put in there, put them away, and pretty much the idea at this point is just to kind of wait the rally out to see if they're even going to go for it and eat solos if it's possible. So, of course, at an hour and 20 minutes, I'm thinking, okay, they're probably not going to act on it. I mean, to be quite honest with you, if they do, I'll be surprised. And, yeah, it's a big enough rally. I can't eat this. I know I can't eat it. So I'm just like, all right, well, we'll just wait and see if they'll tap out, right? Because, that's the logical thing for most people is they'll, you put a rally on them, an hour and 30 minutes, tap out. And this particular player, again, person rallying me, is a billion might player. Now, the difficulty with eating rallies, right, is usually when you're about, say, 250 million might, this guy's got champ gear. And I started noticing, they're speeding this up. Look at how many carpets are being wasted on this rally. Okay? They are going so ham on me right now that they're like, I'm going to get everything. And I'm like, oh, I don't think so. But look, I mean, he keeps carpeting. I'm like, whoa, this guy is really, really, really going ham on me. I'm like, okay, I better put all my stuff away. So, of course, I send my troops to the Adar. I start sending my troops over to. Now, again, this is very important here. You send your troops to a tile. Do not ever send it on a camp basis because they can port hit. But of course, I was a few seconds late, and it ended up bugging out. This was where I got really I got worried there because I'm like, well, okay, I can't have access to my account for about 10 seconds. And I'm like, great. So I gotta restart the game, get it back started, but again, I'm just like, see, you wasted all those carpets, and then that one guy shields, and I'm just like, oh. And of course, I get back into my account, and I'm like, all right, time to pull everything, so I start pulling all my troops back, and at this point, I'm pretty happy, I basically ate their ally, because he got absolutely squat for it. Of course, he hit my, account with, of course, I had enough infirm to cover the 175,000 cataphracts that I had in there. So I wasn't really too concerned by any means, but it got to one of those, situations where, I know I started to it started to sink in that these guys probably, more than likely, want to throw me under the ditch if they can. So they're, and I'm noticing that timer. Again, notice I'm down to about 6 minutes. So I'm just trying to make the most out of that 6 minutes as I can before that fury finally goes out. But of course, I don't exactly have the luxury of being able to kind of just run away, because if I run, there's a good chance that they can try to solo, they could try doing a bunch of things. And, of course, they got away with some of my resources, but, seeing as how I stole most of the resources from them in the first place, because I stole like 50 million plus, the prior day, to take 20 mil, I was just like, whatever. Not a big deal. But again, you can see all those troops and all those coming back at the end of the map, mind you, So at this point, I mean, I'm pretty happy. So I just sit around and I just kind of wait. Because the first thing I'm thinking to myself is I betcha this guy is just crazy enough to do it. I got to thinking, you know what? I betcha they will try to solo me out. So I start adding resources, because I'm thinking, this is probably going to happen. And I really don't know if it's going to happen, but I have a funny feeling that it's going to happen. And then, of course, somebody ports beside me, and I think the first thing I'm thinking is he's going to try to solo. And then he puts a rally on me. I'm like, you really going to try to rally me out? Am I going to have to do this all over again? Put my troops away and everything. They're going to have to constantly keep me psyched out. But again, I'm dealing with 500 to 600 mil might players at this point. I'm dealing with 1 billion might player and two 500 mils at this point. And then one of the billion might players is in mostly champ gear. Now, it's not gold. It's some blue and some purple and the accessories. So it's pretty close to being as OP as you can get it. And then I notice, somebody's invading my turf. And I'm like, yes. So my expectation is correct. But knowing how this is going to go, I'm going to be eating these attacks left and right. So I the first hit, obviously, I go up to 218,000. I'm like, oh, yeah, this is probably not going to be any good. Like, I'm going to be losing some tier 1s out of this. I know this right away. So they keep sending attacks and they're speeding these marches up, mind you. Notice that I'm like running out of gold. I'm like, I don't know how long I can keep this up. I'm like running out of gold. I'm like, this is not good. I have fury and I don't have any gold. This is not good. Like, I don't know if I can keep this up. But I'm looking at my marches and I'm looking at them and they look bad, okay, but I'm looking at the might. And so far, every attack they've sent up to this point, that's a lot of dead tier 4 that they're getting out of each and every one of these marches. And I'll show you at the end of the video what all of those reports look like. But again, they just keep coming. They're like, oh boy. Like, I'm getting a little worried at this point because I'm like, okay, I'm just going to need all the gold I can get because odds are I'm going to be eating these attacks left and right. Like, they're just going to keep coming and keep coming and keep coming. And I'm going to need a lot of food too because as they keep coming and sending these marches, they're just going to go absolutely ham on me. So, I'm starting to like, I'm actually getting a little worried, because I'm thinking, this is not looking good, because it's like 17 hours here, 24 hours there. I mean, I'm popping 218k heals left and right, and almost every time they're not tier 1s that I'm healing. So it's like every march is pretty damn expensive, you know, the way it is. And of course, you know, it's what it is. You know, but of course, you know, I really didn't exactly know what to expect at this point because, you know, at 218,000 every pop like that, I'm starting to get a little worried. I'm starting to get so quick and hurried about it that, you know, I'm starting to it is getting to a point where I'm actually, you know, it's getting pretty nuts, and I'm paying attention to these because, you know, it's just like, my goodness, like they just keep coming like over and over. And at this point, I'm just like, I'm out of gold. I'm like, okay. Now I can either pay the gym cost, which I don't have the gyms, and I'm like, well, okay, I'm going to have to random. And I knew at this point, the moment I did that, I knew I had pretty much lost everything. Now, I could have sheltered, but at that point, I thought, you know what, I'm going to lose it. I know I'm going to lose it. Might as well just take it. You know, so I went ahead and took the last march. And again, I knew that this was going to be expensive. Like, the moment I started eating those marches, I knew that they were going to get me in the end anyway. But basically, this little confrontation between them and me, okay, even though it basically zeroed me out, okay, I essentially got away with butchering like a couple 100,000 more tier 4 out of this exchange than it cost me. And for me, that is more valuable in the kingdom overall. Now, you can tell his gear and everything is pretty good. I mean, between Apple and him, they're both, pushing pretty heavy sets of gear, and I'm only 250 million light, mind you, so I'm nothing special here. But, you know, again, some of these marches, you can tell, I'm like, no, 64,000, like, no. But on the other hand, they just keep coming. So, like, some of these marches I'll lose real bad, and then other places it's not so bad. 60,000 archers for 60,000, I'll take that all day long. But again, this is kind of the luxury of being able to sit there and eat marches like that. Is for a little while, I was able to keep up a pretty good defense, for 2 to 3 attacks there. But whenever that billion-mite player came swinging through, that's where I started to really take a serious hit. Because again, that champ gear is pretty heavy, and even though, I'm pushing as hard as I can, and some of these attacks I just couldn't heal in time. So, like, there's 60,000. I lose a little bit of my tier 4s, a little bit of my tier 3s, and my defenses start to crumble at this point because I just can't keep up with it anymore. The attacks are coming in so quick, but, in some cases, they just send tier 3s, and then I don't lose anything. So it's just like, 90,000 tier 3s for, like, little to nothing in my end. I'm like, okay, well, if they keep that up, I'm going to be doing this all day long. But, and again, they just keep coming, so, like, there's, 10,000 to 38,000, and that's still, in my world, that's fine. I could keep doing that. So here I lose 113 to 53. Now, obviously, that looks bad, but that's 50,000 tier 4 they lose. I lose about 41,000. So I was like, okay, that's a little bit, that's not so great on my end, but I'm still packing a pretty serious punch when these guys keep coming in. So, like, there are 70,000 dead tier 4s off of that one exchange, and I didn't lose anything on that, barely at all. And mind you, I'm working on the bare minimums at this point. Like, I'm just struggling to just keep my troops alive at this point. And of course, it's not easy, because again, there's another 62,000 for only 21,000 of my fighters. So, I mean, at this point, I'm struggling to keep my stuff alive, and I finally had to random at that point and lost the remaining troops. And again, it wasn't as great as it could have been. I ended up basically losing out on that entire attack, which is unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. And if next time around, obviously, the lifetime in this is to basically shelter and then random. But I ended up losing my leader, so I went ahead and poisoned it. And that's pretty much all I have left after the exchange. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.